Arirang Special.
Movements light as a feather. A deep expression on a youthful face. This is a 17-year-old Korean ballerina, Lee Soo-bin, who was awarded the special distinction in the junior category at the 2014 Varna International Ballet Competition. She is now preparing a small performance for someone very special to her.
춤을 춤으로써 나오는 감정을 여러 사람과 공유하게끔 만든다는 것, 그런 거를 본받고 싶어요.
Her idol, Valentina Kozlova, is a world-famous ballerina from Moscow, with a ballet competition in New York named after her. She too is looking forward to meeting the young ballerina.
She did take my breath away because at the time she was 15, and to me she seemed very special.
The top ballerinas of today and yesterday each have made history in their own ways. Now, in a matter of days, they will finally meet. This is Incheon Airport, October 25th, 2015. A plane from New York has landed, and here comes Valentina Kozlova. On this fifth visit to Korea, she is accompanied by international legends in dance.
I would like personally to learn about Korean culture and understand why Korean dancers the way they are nowadays, because they dominate the world in the ballet scene.
First is Margo, Sappington, the dancer and choreographer working to globalize her dance company. Then there's Lanteri, the American producer teaching at a renowned art center. Finally, Andris Liepa, global ballet star from the Russian Bolshoi Ballet.
I'm so excited to visit and observe classes at the university, performances.
Truly, my passion is the young people, because the young people are the future of all of this. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about the training here in Korea, so I'm very excited to meet the students.
In the 7-day-long visit to Korea, they will experience Korean traditional culture and understand the progress of Korean dance by observing ballet lessons and performances. The first item on their schedule is a meeting with dance students. This is Arts and Culture Forum, participated by over 100 students ranging from middle school to college-level dancers.
Ballet in the world. We could go further to the future by looking to our past.
I believe that dance in the world right now is thriving. I think it's an exciting time for dance right now, and I firmly believe that the future of dance is going to be bright and even more exciting.
You're innovative, you're firebirds. You became firebirds. You see, that's very important. You're flying very high.
It was a chance for them to understand the roots and development of Korean dance, as well as its potential and its future.
맨날 TV에서 보시던, 유튜브에서 보시던 분들 실제로 뵈니까 좀 신기하고 좀 새로웠던 경험이었던 것 같아요.
Deep discussions were held on the history of ballet, international ballet trends, and the current status of the Korean dance industry. Additionally, the outstanding performance of Korean dance and dancers on the international stage in recent years were highlighted.
I just noticed that it's amazing what's happening. All the research, what I have seen, and how much the Korean ballet and dancers improved in the international competitions, how much they integrated to the world of ballet. And I know, and it's very hardly to find a company now in the United States or in Europe where you don't have the Korean dancers.
In less than 20 years, Korean dancers have made astonishing progress in skill. Korean dancers have been taking international ballet competitions by storm, including the 3 major competitions in Moscow, Lausanne, and Varna.
Korean dancers didn't leave New York without any prestigious award. First, gold, second, silver, or bronze, they're always getting.
A change in the system of dance education has been behind the astonishing growth of Korean ballet, both in quality and quantity. When ballet first entered Korea, it was a European tradition and Korean dancers had no systematic training. They could only watch and imitate European dancers. However, as more dancers with international experience returned to Korea, they brought about revolutionary change to dance education, including ballet.
80년대 이후에 여러 무용 교육자들 그리고 무용수들이 외국에 나가서 좋은 교육을 받아서 다시 한국으로 되돌아와서 교육을 시키기 시작했고요. 또 더불어서 좋은 무용의 강대국에서 좋은 코치나 교육자들을 초청함으로써 그들이 한국에 내려준 교육이 또 더욱더 한국 무용이 세계적으로 발전할 수 있는 그런 기회가 되었다고 생각을 합니다.
The key in ballet education was the implementation of systematic training with the Russian Vaganova method. The Vaganova method fuses elements of traditional French style from the Romantic era with the athleticism and virtuosity of Italian technique. This is known as the grammar of classic ballet.
바가노바 발레 교육법 속에서 전 세계의 스타들이 다 탄생을 했고요. 사실 한국 무용수들도 오늘날 세계적으로 활동하고 있는 무용수들은 그 교육법 속에서 그리고 지금 현재 영재교육원에서 교육을 받고 있는 그 학생들도 사실 이 교육법에서 많은 성과를 나타내고 있다고 생각합니다.
The Korean government stepped forward to train gifted children in the arts. The preparatory school, Korea National Institution for the Gifted in Arts, established in 2008, has been playing a key role. Lee Soo-bin is a role model of the new ballet education at this institution. At the Varna International Ballet Competition held in July of last year, she took home 3 awards: Special Distinction, the highest award in the junior category, the Emil Dimitrov Award for Young Talents, and a special prize. The Varna International Ballet Competition is one of the world's top 3 ballet competitions with the longest history and highest of authority.
정말 아무도 예상 못하는 상황이었기 때문에 일단 놀란 감정이었다는 표현이 가장 맞는 것 같아요. 그 콩쿠르를 준비할 때도 참가해서 많은 걸 배운다는 거에 의미를 두고 준비를 했기 때문에 그런 수상에 대한 기대는 전혀 하고 있지 않았거든요. 너무 놀라기도 했고 한편으로는 좀 책임감도 생기고 부담감이 늘어나서 걱정도 많이 했던 것 같아요.
At age 17, Lee Soo-bin caught the attention of the international ballet community. In March, she was invited to perform as a lead in the Sofia National Opera and Ballet's production of The Swan Lake.
제 생애 첫 전막 공연이었기 때문에 기대도 많이 했고 많이 설레고 행복했던 것 같아요. 그리고 어린 나이에 그 역할을 맡았다는 거에서 오는 부담감도 컸고 그래서 연습하는 과정이 다른 공연보다 좀 길고 힘들었던 것 같아요.
Performing in all 4 acts with 3 breaks, the young ballerina successfully gave an emotionally nuanced performance with outstanding technique for over 4 hours. The local audience was swept away, and the Sofia National Ballet expressed a desire to invite her again. Now, Lee Soo-bin is going through her final rehearsal before meeting Valentina Kozlova. The ballet she has chosen is La Bayadère. Although it is a piece she has practiced and performed countless times before, she is nervous as she will be performing for her idol. Gone is the carefree expression of a teenager. She is solemnly examining each movement and technique.
이 니케아라는 역할이 사실은 되게 여성스러운 성격을 많이 가진 캐릭터인데요. 저는 아직 19살 소녀에 불과하기 때문에 그런 감정을 표현하기는 조금 불리한 점은 있는 것 같아요. 그래도 제가 낼 수 있는 최선의 모습을 보여드리고 싶어요.
Meanwhile, Kozlova and her colleagues have come to Korea National Ballet to watch top professionals in Korea perform. The Korean National Ballet was established back in 1962. It is comprised of the best dancers in the nation and has a repertoire covering the great classics of ballet. It has led the development of Korean ballet and represents Korean ballet at its finest. The world-acclaimed masters are now studying the principal dancer of the Korean National Ballet, dancing the timeless classic, The Swan Lake. They have all performed as leads in the piece, and every single movement is etched into their hearts. This experience gives them a unique perspective.
Well, I already saw that girls were running on semicircle. I would like to give corrections, but they finished. But we'll see. We're looking forward to see what's in next.
And I knew the version because I have danced 7 versions of Swan Lake. It's one of the favorite. I'm glad that you have it.
Kim Hyun-ung is a widely recognized name in the international ballet scene, having performed in international companies such as the Washington Ballet. Andris Liepa knew him because of the special relationship they share.
I just saw the principal dancer.
Oh.
We study with the same teacher.
Wow.
He's in a Mariinsky Ballet School. I was rehearsing with him when he was teacher in the Mariinsky Theater. Gennady Silievsky.
Having studied under the same teacher, there must be a special connection between the two. Liepa brings him to the corridor to give him advice, to share as much of his experience as he can.
보자마자 인사를 하고 누구한테 배웠어? 이러시더라고요. 그래서 제가 저희 러시아에 이제 유학 갔을 때 선생님 성함을 댔더니 씩 웃으더니 어디서 사진을 막 찾아서 탁 보여주시면서 선생님 티처라고 그러면서 보여주시는데 옛날에 러시아에서 내 선생님이 앞에 앉아 계셔서 나를 봐주는 느낌? 약간 그게 되게 기분이 좋았던 것 같아요. 똑같은 눈일 것 같고.
As teachers, forerunners, and colleagues, they had so much they wanted to share. They lingered a long while after the rehearsal came to an end.
That. Not like that. Like that.
Right. I've seen rehearsal today. They were doing Yuri Grigorovich Swan Lake, which is, of course, I've done so many times in Bolshoi. So when I watched rehearsal, every step I knew how to do it. And I think they did a very good job, but there's a little touches which is important for them to know.
The Seoul Arts Center hosts a variety of performances each day, and as always, the center is filled with a large crowd. Today they have come to watch the blockbuster ballet of La Bayadere. Valentina has also performed this ballet as a dancer and is full of anticipation to see what the Korean version would be like.
Well, it's a very beautiful ballet. It should be done. I think it will be done very professionally because I've seen a little bit rehearsal today on stage. Company is in very good shape. They have very good corps de ballet from what I've seen it.
La Bayadere, which means the temple dancer in French, is a spectacular performance with large sets and over 150 dancers. It was first introduced to Korea by the Universal Ballet, another leading force of Korean ballet alongside the Korean National Ballet. In 2001, the Universal Ballet's performance of the Mariinsky version of La Bayadere was staged in the 3 major U.S. theaters, the Lincoln Center in New York, Kennedy Center in Washington, and the Los Angeles Music Center. It was a grand arrival of Korean ballet to the global scene.
What I did like a lot that they kept exactly Mariinsky version, which is, of course, that's what we danced in Bolshoi. Because when you look worldwide in Royal Ballet and some many other companies, ABT, it's not the same. It's a version of La Bayadere. It's not what we grew up on. This is much higher class than I've seen anywhere else.
It took something extraordinary to take the Western tradition of ballet and turn it into something of high quality here in Korea within such a short period of time.
Art and culture is from your soul, and your soul is from where you come from and where your ancestors came from, and that's part of your being. It's part of your fiber. It's part of your DNA. And you have to value that.
우리 몸 안에 예술의 피가 강하게 흐르고 있습니다. 조금만 더 우리가 힘을 써준다면 우리나라 예술가들, 젊은 예술가들이 아마 세계를 대표할 수 있다고 저는 봅니다.
Valentina and her colleagues are now leaving Seoul in search of the source of this artistry that flows in the veins of Korean dancers. Even though they have visited Korea many times before, they have never been to the countryside.
I'm very excited to leave the city. I'm excited to see what the real country looks like, what the real people are doing outside of the city.
I like to see heritage things. I like to see the old things.
Hae Village, located in Andong, Gyeongsang-buk-do Province, is where the traditional Hae masked dance lives on in the present day. It is one of the major Korean folk dance traditions. The streets of this village are lined with Korean traditional houses called hanok. In an ancient house which is still inhabited today, preparations for tomorrow's ritual is in full swing. Great efforts go into preparing the food for Korean rituals held to remember the spirits of their ancestors.
And it's so wonderful we're here at this moment because of the rehearsal for this ceremony tomorrow. So it's a very special moment to be here right now.
The group passes a simple alley to arrive at the tangsan tree in a corner of the village. Each village used to have a tangsan tree, which was believed to be inhabited by a spirit that protects the village.
So are these prayers? If people write a prayer and they tie it on?
Valentina and Margo also wrote their wishes and tied them on the tree, creating a very special memory.
No, can't tell.
They are taken by the beauty of the village in autumn, preserved as it has been for hundreds of years.
Time stops by that you're in ancient period, and you see the beauty surrounding by ancient houses. So I think that's what we're missing in our life, that's to be near nature and preserve. Wherever we go, we have to preserve our ancient architecture and anything what people loved before.
Their next stop is Cheongsong in Gyeongsang-buk-do Province, famous for white porcelain. The white porcelain of Cheongsong was used all across Korea for over 500 years in the Joseon Dynasty. The porcelain is much thinner and lighter than other pottery and milky white in color as stone powder is used instead of clay.
It's very beautiful. It's so pearly white. It's so beautifully white. And to know that it's made from the stone instead of just from earth makes it even more special.
After visiting the traditional village and observing a part of Korean heritage, the dancers finally came face to face with Korean traditional dance. They were especially taken by the Tanghanga. It is a masculine dance expressing the style and joy of idle noblemen who spend their lives accumulating virtue, artistic skills, and knowledge. What impression did Korean dance leave on these dancers with roots in classical ballet and modern dance?
You know, the movements are extremely modern. You know, they're not staid and kind of. When you see other cultures' traditional dance, it can seem very foreign. This seems very familiar. The scholars' dance was so beautiful and so very modern, and you can see the impulse in the body that then has been distilled and changed and has evolved into the Korean contemporary dance. So very interesting to watch.
Although it was a short 2-day trip, their journey outside of Seoul has helped them understand the secrets and roots of Korean dance. The sensibility and soul of the Korean people, kept alive in long-held traditions, came together to create the cultural climate for excellence in dance.
We have seen a beautiful national Korean performance today. This is something what naturally comes from the pupil's life, which comes from the national history, with national flavor. And I do believe that Koreans, they have this personal touch, and this is what interests people in the world.
Finally, it is a day they had been waiting for. Lee Soo-bin has finished preparing for her performance in front of her idol.
딱 처음 마주하면 무용수의 선배, 인생의 선배라는 느낌을 많이 받을 것 같아요. 그래서 두렵기도 하고 기대되기도 하고 설레기도 해요.
First up is a group dance by male students majoring in modern dance. This is met by passionate response from the visiting leaders of dance. Then the classical dance is performed. It is Lee Soo-bin's turn. Wearing a temple dancer's costume, she captivates her audience, including Valentina, with a beautiful performance. Valentina observes every single movement carefully. After the performance, a handsome compliment followed. Finally, Lee Soo-bin meets up close with Valentina. At that moment, Valentina became a strict teacher, instructing her beloved protégé. She has pointers for every move and every expression.
She does have a huge potentials to be a star. It depends, because it's a very difficult age. I assume now she's 17. You have to be very focused, and you must have a coach. You cannot fly too high thinking that, okay, I have a great potential, I have a talent, I've got all these medals, etc. It never will work. You absolutely have to be a student for the rest of your life. Every time you step into studio space, you have to be a student and you have to take corrections.
In the communion of motion, they transcend time and space. They are speaking the same language.
항상 새로운 거에 도전하는 거에 대해 두려워하지 말고 매번 다르게 새롭게 모험하고 도전하라는 말씀이 가장 기억에 남는 것 같아요.
Just like the 17-year-old Lee Soo-bin, Korea is a young rising star in the international ballet stage. In a 7-day-long trip, these international stars and legends of dance say they were able to see the past, present, and future of Korean dance.
This has been an amazing trip on many levels because we haven't just seen wonderful dance, but we've learned to know the Korean people more. And through that, we understand why they dance, why they strive, why they want to go forward. There's a cooperation in the entire country that gives a good feeling, and that good feeling produces great art.